Spider-Man has had a ton of amazing comic runs over the years, but one name has always come up when fans debate the best. Ultimate Spider-Man by Michael Bendis. This series took Peter Parker back to his teenage years, modernised his world, and gave us one of the longest running and most beloved versions of Spidey ever. But does it still hold up? And is it still the best Spider-Man run of all time? Let's dive in. Alright, let's set the scene. Back in 2000, Marvel launched the Ultimate Universe, a fresh, modern take on their characters. At the centre of this was Ultimate Spider-Man, written by Michael Bendis with art from Mark Bagley. What made it work? Well, first off, the storytelling. Unlike the original Amazing Fantasy 15 origin, where Peter gets his powers, Uncle Ben dies and boom, he's Spider-Man, all in one issue. Ultimate Spider-Man took 7 whole issues to tell that story. It was all about slow burn character development, making Peter Parker feel real and giving us a world that felt lived in. And then there's the dialogue. Bendis brought a natural, almost TV show-like rhythm to the way characters talked. Conversations felt genuine, funny, awkward, like actual teenagers. One of the coolest things about Ultimate Spider-Man was how it took familiar characters and storylines and gave them a fresh twist. Let's start with the designs. Bagley and later artists brought in sleek, modernised versions of classic Spidey characters. Ultimate Green Goblin, no more goofy armour, he's full-blown hulking monster, transformed by the Oz serum into something out of a nightmare. Then there's Dr. Octopus, whose tentacles are now directly fused to his body, making him more menacing. But one of the best redesigns? Venom. Instead of an alien symbiote from space, the ultimate version is a man-made experiment tied to Peter's father. It made Venom feel more personal and an extension of Peter's past, rather than just a random alien encounter. And then we have the storyline changes. Some of the biggest moments in Spider-Man's history got completely reworked. Take Gwen Stacy. She doesn't just exist to die in Ultimate Spider-Man. She becomes one of Peter's closest friends, and even has her own major story arcs. Then there's S.H.I.E.L.D's role, Nick Fury keeping tabs on Peter from the start, teasing that he would eventually be recruited as an official superhero. It added this looming presence, reminding Peter that his story is bigger than just New York. Now let's talk about the highs, because Ultimate Spider-Man has so many. First up, the villains. Green Goblin, Kingpin, Doc Ock, they all got brilliant reimaginings. Norman Osborn as a manipulative hulking monster, terrifying. Then there's the relationships. Peter and MJ's romance is one of the best versions ever written. Sweet, messy, and full of actual teen drama that works. And Aunt May? Ultimate Aunt May might just be the best version of the character. More active, more layered, and way less of a fragile old lady. Oh, and we have to talk about the Death of Peter Parker arc. One of the boldest, most heartbreaking conclusions to a superhero run. Bendis did not hold back, and it still hits hard. But hey, no run is perfect, so what were the lows? Well, sometimes Bendis' slow burn dialogue could feel too slow. There are issues where Peter and someone will have like 10 pages of back and forth quipping without much happening. It's charming, but sometimes it drags. Then there's the villain designs. While some were awesome, others not so much. Ultimate Shocker, kind of a joke, and Ultimate Venom, let's just say he's not everyone's favourite redesign. Now, let's talk about legacy. After Peter Parker's death, Bendis introduced Miles Morales, a brand new Spider-Man who has since become one of Marvel's biggest stars. And look, whether you love or hate the idea of replacing Peter, Miles' stories had a huge impact, and they're a direct result of Ultimate Spider-Man's success. So does Ultimate Spider-Man still hold up? Honestly, yes. It's got some pacing issues, but the emotional depth, the character work, and the fresh takes on Spidey's world still make it one of the best. Is it the best? That's up for debate. Some people swear by Stan Lee and Ditko's original run. Others love Dan Slott's long tenure or Chip Zdarsky's work on Spider-Man Life Story. But Ultimate Spider-Man, it's the most consistent, long-running, character-driven Spidey story we've ever had, and for a lot of fans, it's the definitive version of Peter Parker. But hey, what do you think? Is Ultimate Spider-Man still the best Spidey run ever? Or does another era top it? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a future video. Thanks for watching, and remember, with great power comes great responsibility. See you next time.